Guys, there are 5 reasons men aren't meeting women in real life, and they are totally fixable. But when did dating start feeling like a second job? Answer: when dating apps showed up. Somewhere between profile optimization and ghosting and swiping until your thumb goes numb, something got lost. The fun, the spontaneity, the actual human part. So, what the app industry can't tell you is that a lot of women who would say yes to you in real life are being extra careful, extra selective, and sometimes, yes, extra paranoid online. And because most dating apps don't provide a maybe save for later option, the distance of the screen makes it too easy to be dismissed. So she's extra guarded in a way she wouldn't be if you met her in a bookstore and made her laugh. The version of her that is open is out in the world doing things, not on her phone swiping no on the maybes. And the version of you that's most attractive is also not on your phone. You are present and grounded and have that natural confidence to speak to a stranger without a script, a pickup line, or an algorithm. You are winging it in the real world. Or that's what you're going to learn here: how to meet women in real life without being weird about it, without lines or tactics or things that make you feel creepy, and without needing a single app. Welcome or welcome back to Just the Tip. The reasons men are not meeting women in real life is because men forgot to, number one, go somewhere worth being. You can't meet interesting women if you are not in interesting places. And I don't mean expensive places or impressive places. I mean places where people actually show up to linger, to talk to strangers, and they tend to have something in common. There's a difference between a place people pass through and a place people settle into. A big box gym where everyone has headphones in is a transit zone. A bouldering gym or a recreational sports league is a lingering zone. A chain coffee shop near a bus stop is a transit zone. A specialty coffee place with communal tables and regulars is lingering. Farmers market, cooking classes, hobby clubs, community sports, these are lingering zones. And lingering zones have something transit zones don't: a built in reason to interact, a shared context that does most of the social work before you've said anything at all. Now, I'm not telling you to fake interests to meet women, not at all. That would be exhausting, and she'd figure it out anyway. But I am telling you to actually pursue the things you are genuinely curious about in places where other humans gather around those same things. Because the version of you that's lit up about something is 10 times more attractive than the version faking enthusiasm he doesn't actually feel. Key point: you can't manufacture chemistry in a vacuum or on an app. So put yourself somewhere in the real world where conditions for it already exist. Hint: this week, find one reoccurring in person activity that genuinely interests you and involves other people. Commit to showing up at least 3 times. Regulars get talked to, strangers get ignored. Okay, now, once you're in the right place, the next thing matters more than anything you say. And most men totally forget to do this. 2, be a man who notices things. Okay, here's where men go awry. They spot a woman they're attracted to, and immediately all their mental energy goes towards what they're going to say. What's my opener? She can feel your internal scramble, and it reads as you trying too hard. The men who are effortlessly good at this aren't thinking about their opener. They are just simply paying attention to what is around them. And because they are genuinely present, when something strikes them as interesting or funny, it comes out naturally. There's no script required, it's just totally authentic. Sincerity puts other people at ease. Real example. Years ago, I was sitting in a park reading a book about narcissists when a guy walked over and said, "Hi, you look like a nice person. I thought I'd come over and say hi." "Hi, I'm JP. That looks like an interesting book." So he was a little bit nervous, which was kind of obvious, but the way he said it was so charmingly disarming and real that it completely disarmed me. I laughed, and we ended up talking about the book and hanging out. Ultimately, we weren't a match, but he would never have found that out if he hadn't taken the chance to talk to me. So here's what he did right without even knowing it. He made an observational comment about the moment, not a generic compliment about my appearance. It was him in that moment reacting to what was in front of him, and that's what worked. Compare that to men who open with something clearly rehearsed. You can feel it in the scenes. It's like watching someone read from a memorized script. Instant turn off, not because the words are wrong, but because the person behind them went somewhere else to get them. There's nobody home, or at least not here and now, and women can feel that. Key point, the best opener isn't clever, it's real. So notice something, say something. That's the whole move. Hint, you want to practice with zero romantic stakes at first. Make one situational comment to a stranger, any stranger, once every time you go out. Maybe it's a store clerk. Store clerks are great because there are very few customers who engage with them. Build the reflex before you need it. But here's the thing. You can nail the location, you can nail the conversation opener, and still kill it stone dead in 60 seconds. Point three is where this happens constantly, even with men who have done real work on themselves. So number three, keep it light. Let her lean in. Most men, when a conversation is going well, get overly excited and do the exact wrong thing. They push, they fill every pause, they make sure she knows they're interested, and that effort, that very visible effort, is deflating the fun out of it. So there is a very natural rhythm to a good exchange. You offer something, she responds. There's a beat. That rhythm creates a bit of tension, and tension, the good kind, is what makes a brief exchange feel memorable long after you've both walked away. The moment you start monologuing or muscling past the natural pauses, the electricity drains out. She can't lean in if you never give her the space to. Keep it brief, keep it warm, make her laugh if you can, and then just let there be a pause. Don't sprint past it. A man who is comfortable with silence isn't desperate for her approval. And that, more than almost anything you could deliberately perform, reads as real confidence. So get comfortable with the silences. If it's going well, you will feel it without needing a checklist. She's turning toward you. She's asking questions back. She's in no hurry to leave. That's your green light for point number four. And point number four is where most men freeze completely or overreact into something that turns a real possibility into a fleshable moment. Key point, brevity and warmth together create more attraction than a long, impressive conversation. Leave her wanting a little more. That's the Wingmam motto in action. Always leave them wanting more, but give them enough to want more. Hint, in your next real life interaction, let there be one comfortable pause before you speak again. Just one, and just notice what happens. Question for you. Are you someone who talks too much when nervous, or do you go completely quiet? And if you're finding value in this video, please give it a like and consider subscribing. Number four, ask for her number like a person, not a player. In today's dating world, a woman giving a man her phone number in real life is a bigger deal than it used to be because most people default to social media handles, which feel lower stakes and easier to ignore. When a man asks directly for a number, it signals he's not looking for a follower. He wants an actual conversation. And the ask is almost embarrassingly simple. You've had a good exchange. You say something like, you know what, I'd love to continue this. Can I get your number? Not her Instagram, not an elaborate pivot, just a direct, calm human ask. What makes it work isn't the words, it's the energy. There's no apology, there's no joke to cushion the potential no, just a man who enjoyed talking to her and wants to do it again. That's what confidence looks like in practice, not bravado, just a calm assumption that this is a reasonable thing to want and request. And if she says no, so what? You smile, you say no worries, and you mean it because you are not collecting numbers to validate yourself. You're interested in the women who are genuinely interested back. That is the only math that leads anywhere good for you. Key point, a direct ask delivered without apology is more attractive than any smooth line you could rehearse. Hint, reframe rejection this way. She is not rejecting you. She is telling you she is not available for this. It's simply useful information. It's not a verdict. Proceed accordingly. And if that doesn't work, try to remember that rejection is God's protection. Now, all of this, location, opener, easy conversation, and the direct ask, only works consistently if you've got point number 5 under it. And point number 5 is the one men most often overlook because it sounds too simple to matter, but it matters. Number 5, be a man who goes outside. So this one ties directly into number 1. Go places. It sounds so obvious, but stay with me. Meeting women in real life isn't a campaign you run for a few weeks. It's a byproduct of building a life that regularly puts you out around other human beings in contexts you care about in the real world. The man who goes to the same coffee shop or coffee place Saturday mornings becomes a familiar face. The man who shows up consistently to his recreational league becomes someone people want to know. Familiarity. Hard word for me. Familiarity. Being familiar with someone builds warmth, and warmth lowers every barrier we've talked about today. Here's the through line connecting everything. You go somewhere worth being. You are present enough to notice things around you. You keep it light, let her lean in. You ask directly when the moment is there. And you do all of this not as a strategy, but as the texture of a life you're already actually living. That's when it stops feeling like endless effort and starts feeling like just your life, a good life, regardless of her. A man who has places to go, people he knows, things he cares about, that man doesn't need an algorithm to vouch for him. He vouches for himself just by showing up. Key point, the most attractive thing you can do is build an interesting life, and meeting people will be the natural side effect of living it. The best part is, it makes you feel more fulfilled and happy regardless of women. Hint, pick one recurring in-person thing to add to your week for you. So, meeting women in real life isn't about being fearless or smooth or knowing exactly what to say. It's about being present, getting into environments where connection is possible, noticing what's around you and responding honestly, keeping the energy light, asking directly when the moment is there, and doing all of it as a part of your life that you are genuinely living. The man who does those things isn't chasing anyone. He doesn't have to. And the women worth finding notice a man who is actually there. Now, if you are not sure where to start, my video coming up, 33 places to meet women that are not apps or nightclubs, is coming up next. And if you tend to stumble with your words when you do meet a woman, you might want to watch my 10 conversation secrets women can't resist. That's coming up next as well. See you there. Lots of love. Big hug. God bless.